Coach Abdusalam Ouaddou has a problem with Orlando Pirates players missing a lot of chances. And he has now rotated all the strikers that he has actually to try to find someone who can score goals for Orlando Pirates. But it's looked like it doesn't happen because all the guys that are coming in, they are missing chances. It's either you're a winger, it's either you're a striker, but they are not doing well. But that leaves him with just one hope. That's because this hope is someone that's never even been seen playing for Orlando Pirates before, but it's someone that's everyone has a hope around him. It's Sébastien Pedersen. I think Sébastien Pedersen is Ouaddou's last hope just because Ouaddou needed someone who can convert those chances. Because think about it, when you were looking at Orlando Pirates, especially last season, he complained about a lot of games where Orlando Pirates was creating a lot of chances, but they were failing to actually convert. Think about the game today. We were playing against AmaZulu, and then we drew that game 1-1, which means now we lost 2 points. And out of the 15 games that I played, the 15 points that I predicted that in the first 5 games, we need to get those 15 points to try and manage ourselves as a defending champion. But then now we decided to lose 2 points on the road and in a manner that we were not supposed to. Let's look at the match. Think about the fact that I was complaining about that we need a number 6 in that position to be actually to play there. And then unfortunately, we lost Mbata to an injury. And then now we had to bring in Nduli, who we lost again. I think it's just sad and I'm feeling sorry for him. But then you look at the movement of that kind of midfield. I like the way they were operating him and dancing because I think they kind of have an understanding. But I can tell you one thing. I don't think Maswanganyi is the answer for Orlando Pirates this season. If we really want to win games, I think he mustn't really see much time like this because he's really not that kind of creative in that number 10 position because I don't know, because he's spending most of the time playing most of the wings, trying to chase the ball with the wings, chasing the ball in the middle of the park, trying to come deep as well. So I don't think it's someone that we need in a number 10 position, but maybe the coach is trying to cook something that I don't understand. But for me at the moment, is not giving us something that we need as a team so we can actually go forward and win these games. And then today, we created a lot and lots of chances. I think Mutuma at some point, even today, he's thinking at himself, is like, how do I not even get one goal out of all these chances? I think very well played from him actually in the first goal. I'm trying to force the keeper to make that mistake and then Moremi finished it. But think about the fact that when you were looking at that game, you kind of realize that why Mutuma was starting because Mahopa is actually injured, but starting Mutuma, someone that's now who has been learning, try to hold the ball up front for the wingers and midfielders that are coming up, and also knows now that if he goes on the side, he needs to bring in a 6 so they can cut back for someone who's making a run, which he actually did that, but Dancing decided to take a first time shot to actually try to position himself to shoot, which didn't happen because it ended up being a corner. But Lungu, I didn't expect that from him. I thought from him that was a net. And then Moremi, he was trying a lot with his right foot, which is not really good enough. And it's some of the things that I don't understand with the players that are playing in the professional league, that you at least supposed to have like 60% of your not normal foot. If you are right footed, your 60% of your left foot can do something better. And then if you're left footed, vice versa. So I think it was one of those things that was happening. And then when I was looking at those chances, I was thinking, Sébastien Pedersen was going to come out with a brace or a hat trick in all those chances that we were creating, because it's not like AmaZulu didn't give us chances. AmaZulu gave us all the chances we needed. And when that thing was happening while we were leading 1-0, I was thinking about the fact that the great Steve Komphela once said, the principle of the game is very simple. If you really don't take your chances, you're going to lose the game. And I remember when AmaZulu in the game, they got a chance and then they score. And then the referee said it's an offside. First of all, that wasn't an offside. Okay, the penalty, it wasn't penalty, but I know that Mbanjwa did a lot on that to make it more look like a penalty to the ref's eyes. But then it was a penalty nonetheless, because Sibili was running behind him, which is actually playing very well because he's the guy that is hard to beat him 1v1 because he's really have a pace and is willing to put in the work of marking those players. So I think he played very well, even though he had that mistake of committing a foul in the box. So I think other than that, he was like a good number right back for us. But then looking at the game, I'm like, this is not how we are going to play if we really want to defend this league. Playing another boring game, which in the first half we kind of played very well because we created a lot and lots of chances. But in the second half, we were kind of finding the game. And you realize that I've mentioned something last season that Ouaddou always want to dominate the first 20 minutes of the game, because if you can get a goal there, it's give you a chance to actually manage the game and see how we're going to dictate everything going forward. And then you know what happened, 6 minutes we got a goal and then we were dictating everything, and then we ended up not scoring our chances, and then AmaZulu came back and converted their chances. So I think it was one of those games where you feel like it's not a good day at the office. So I feel sorry for Ouaddou, and then I think Sébastien Pedersen will be an answer for him, that he needed someone who can convert those chances. And I think, I'm not saying it's going to be that striker that score every game, but I think with an amount of chances that Pirates tend to create, he's going to score a couple of goals and more goals for Orlando Pirates. I'm not saying it's a lot of 50 goals or something, but I think he can be a striker that can score 15 to 20 goals if we're creating these kind of chances. Yeah, you can tell me what you think, if this Sébastien Pedersen is going to be an answer for Ouaddou, or do you think some of the players like Mahoparet are still injured, they will come back and save Ouaddou from this problem of the team missing a lot of chances? If you have another thing that I haven't thought about, you can send it down to the comments, start a conversation there. My name is Pop Kids. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't been subscribed on the channel, please subscribe. You can like and share the content with other people that you think they might like. Remember, once, always, up the Bucs. I'll see you on the next one.